Alrighty, let her rip. Hello, everybody out there in Facebook land. I'm just saying hi to the Facebook people. I'm not worried about the YouTube people yet. I'll say hi to them when they come on. You Facebook people are special. You're on first. So you have a treat today. Let me tell you. Three, two, one, and now the YouTube people are on. Hello, YouTube people. You missed out on some good stuff that the Facebook people really got a jumpstart on. So sorry to YouTube. I'm here with the lovely and talented, always lovely and talented Dr. Susan and Erica. Soon to be. Now you're doing at theological seminary. You're getting your master's.
Yes.
Or your divinity degree, or so we could call you the Doctor of Divinity, right?
Just masters.
She requires that we call her master.
Yes. Dr. Susan and Master Erica. There you go. Lovely. Good job. Hey, today, and always with us in spirit is Ava. She's sends her regards. She can't be here with us in person today.
Well, we miss Ava when she's not
always
here.
miss Ava.
I know she lives in the house. As far as I know, but she's never around because she's always working. She works for you people too hard.
She's amazing. She does incredible facials.
She does. She does. So today, since it's you guys can gang up on me, we're going to talk about
what fun
what it takes to be a modern gentleman in today's world, which is on the face of it is confusing because at least the way that I was always kind of taught, a gentleman is a gentleman. It doesn't have anything to do with modern or old or otherwise, right? There's just some constants in life that this is what you do, like holding doors for people, and not for women. It's not I'm not going to be like Ken and look at the patriarchy. It's a patriarchy. So it's nice to hold doors for people.
No, but I think you already just made a really good point. The modern gentleman, it does have to be, I guess, more mindful about what is considered patriarchal when it comes to being a gentleman. That is kind of an evolution in this, and I don't know if it's good or bad. I'm not making a judgment, but I do think there has been some perception changes around that. Can I give you an example?
Please do.
Okay. Well,
Master Erica.
Just what you said about opening up the door for a young woman, a man, or you were saying to anybody.
For anybody.
But you're not going to, if you're going out with my husband for the evening, you are not going to walk around to his side of the car, open up the door for Jeff, and have Jeff get in and then go all the way back to your side of the car.
No, I'm going to lock him in the trunk and not let him out.
Jeff, don't go out.
Fend for yourself.
Don't go out with Scott tonight. Anyway, the point I'm making is that is sort of a romantic sort of courtship gesture.
Yes, that's different.
Okay.
I was talking about doors to buildings and things like that.
Okay, but what about the walking? If you're on a date with a young lady, we're all married, so we're not. But when you're still on a date, you should still be on a date.
That's what valets are for.
Do you still walk around and open the door for your lovely wife, Ava, and then go all the way back to your seat?
When I'm in the doghouse. Yes, I do.
You'll have to elaborate on that.
Which is pretty much all the time. So yes, I open the door all the time.
Well, that's lovely. And she appreciates it.
No.
Oh.
Sometimes.
She'd probably express herself if you didn't do it.
No.
Mm-mm.
Ava's a very she wears the pants in the family. As my title, I'm the husband of the owner. I work for her, so she's the boss.
Yeah. Understood.
She should open the door for me.
I respect that. Your needs should be met.
Really? Seriously, right?
This is an interesting talk because
it is.
It really
we laugh, but there's a lot of complexity.
It's a lot of complexity. I think it's a personal judgment. Everyone's different, right? I don't think you can make any generalizations. I am touched if somebody walks around the corner and opens the door for me, but I don't expect it. And if they don't, fine. But if they do, I think it's wonderful. And it could be a female or male.
Yes, I think the idea of expectations is the problem with things. I think when you start to expect both on the giving and the reception of it, that's where the issues come up. If you just do, and as a general rule of thumb, gentlemen, to me, I basically kind of slang it up by saying just don't be a schmuck and don't be a slob.
And somewhere in the middle, you're okay?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, but it's amazing how many people just don't mind being a schmuck and really could care less if they're a slob.
Which side would be which? The slob is the one that doesn't open the door, and a schmuck is the one who overdoes it?
No.
Oh.
A schmuck is a schmuck. I mean, schmuck doesn't do anything. But a schmuck isn't necessarily a slob. And a slob isn't necessarily a schmuck.
So they're not mutually exclusive.
Yeah, I mean, you could have a schmuck that's not a snob or a slob, and you could have a slob that's not a schmuck. You could certainly have schmucks that are slobs, but one doesn't necessarily beget the other.
Wow, that's a very interesting distinction.
That's another podcast.
That's actually a good name for the schmuck. So you could say that 5 times. Schmuck slob podcast.
Yeah.
How about you said schmuck or slob? How about a schlep?
A schlep.
Schlep. Do you know what a schlep is?
Oh, do tell.
It's kind of like a slob, but with a little. It's a slob.
You know, that might be that might be the combination of the schmuck and the slob. A schlep.
I don't really think schleppy people are necessarily schmucks.
See, schlep is like I'm schlepping this stuff over, so it's a totally different definition that I have of schlep.
Yeah, I think they're just like
the podcast has completely gone off the rails, and we're only 5 minutes in.
5 minutes in.
Listen, a lot of these words are Yiddish. I grew up actually hearing Yiddish. I grew up in Long Island, New York, in a Jewish family.
Oh, use your Long Island accent when you're
And
talking about
know I will get to it later, Scott. You gotta give me a little time to warm up. But anyway, I grew up in Long Island, in a New York Jewish home, and my my grandmother did speak Yiddish to her friends and family, and to my mom. Sometimes I think it's when they didn't want the children to know what they were saying, but they didn't want us to know what they were talking about. They started speaking Yiddish,
but the kids knew.
I kind of learned, and I think I know way more words. My mother was always like, "How do you know all these Yiddish words?" I said, "Because you used to talk about."
That's right.
When I was little, I listened. So I think they're just such a fun, colorful language. It's so interesting. So
kids always know, especially when they're saying bad things about you. It's like
So
Hungarian.
true.
I don't know Hungarian. I know when they're saying bad things about me in Hungarian.
it's the expression.
Well, yeah, the words follow the
It's
expression.
the vibe.
Yeah.
The tonality.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting to maybe take a step back and establish what gentleman means.
Okay.
And I guess its
Do tell,
counterpart would be lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And we
Ladies and
know
gentlemen.
that there is a distinction, gentlemen versus schlubs, schmucks, and others. And schlubs.
Well, and
As
right
there
off
is
the
with
bat, 'cause-
ladies. I think it's changing what it is to be
both a lady and a gentleman.
both a lady and a gentleman, and how therefore the way by which ladies and gentlemen connect is changing too. And I think we are evolving more rapidly because the messaging is more instantaneous and trends are very instantaneous as opposed to taking time to travel. It used to be everything that's happening happens on the coasts of the United States and
takes time,
travels inward.
communication. Yeah.
However, now it's not necessarily the case.
Ooh.
It's just blankets us and infiltrates. So I think we are all, in fairness, running to keep up and to understand who we are. And we're really trying in this era not to offend or be canceled. And it puts an added layer of pressure. And it has become political, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The pressure for me not to cancel myself is fascinating. I mean, it is a daily thing.
It's a fight.
It is. It really is.
Join Scott in his fight.
Should I or should I not cancel myself?
Yes. But in terms of ladies and gentlemen, if you think about it, just the fact that ladies come first in that phrase, it doesn't sound right saying gentlemen and ladies, right?
Yeah.
It's ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
And it's
ladies are
really
first.
and it's really embedded in our lexicon. It's embedded in our culture, in our relationships, and I think it's going to take a while to really level itself, if it will. I'm not really sure. I think
To level in terms of the equality between ladies and gentlemen? or what?
I like the fact that you said, and in one of the articles that you referenced for us today for our context also said that it doesn't matter if it's a lady or a gentleman or anything in between. It's just being a great fellow human
Yes.
and person and holding a door and helping somebody or moving toward them or away from them in a certain way, which fosters a level of comfort and ease and security. So maybe that gentlemanliness and the ladylikeness really, what are the goals in today's world, and how do we work backward from
Maybe
that?
we need to rename this article in terms of, instead of the modern gentleman, the modern decent human being.
Yeah, because I do feel,
Because there are a lot of,
I do feel it applies across the
Correct.
board.
Yeah.
And a lot of women, arguably in some statistics, more women than men of certain age categories are in the workforce. So women are in the workforce, males are in the workforce, everybody's out there, and we're interacting constantly and in various ways, in writing, and if we're lucky, in person, and over all of these devices. And so in real time and also asynchronously. So we have a lot of things to think about and hold in front of mind, because we have to lead with whatever it is that's our intention is. And so maybe being a lady, a gentleman, and everything in between, which I would say in the umbrella is being a decent human, we have to think about maybe the intention is our decency and making the world a comfortable, secure experience.
Yes, but I also think it's cultural mores. One culture might expect. I've learned this from. I have boys, and they date and all kinds of things, and I've learned that depending on whom they're dating, there's going to be different cultural expectations and mores. Some
examples, please.
Oh, I'm going to try my best here.
Without names. Names will be protected.
Okay, names are protected. Cultures are protected. But in just
Oh no! Throw the cultures to the wolves. Forget the cultures. Just throw them out there.
Trying not to get canceled. Anyway, I would just say there are certain cultures where there are women who culturally expect a man to pay for the meal, and then they will actually say, my culture, this is an expectation. So I'm not just saying that or making a generalization. They will say, in my culture, we expect the gentleman to pay for the meals. And bring
every culture?
No.
What culture is out there where the women are paying for things?
I don't want to name.
Where's that culture? That's every culture. You're talking about every culture?
Well, no, because I think a modern American young woman who's growing up today does not want a man to pay for.
Where are these? I hear things like this, and I say to myself, where were these women back in the day?
Oh, for sure.
Where? Yeah. Now, I understand, because I have a young man too, trying to get him to be less slobby, more gentlemanly. But that being said, I love you, Christian.
We all love Christian.
That's right. I can't imagine asking somebody out on a date and then not paying.
I think
How is that?
I think a great rule of thumb, though, is if you ask somebody,
whoever's doing the asking, how about that?
That's what I'm saying. If you're the person inviting, then I think it would be great to be the person who assumes that they're buying.
I can go with that.
So I think we need to refer to Emily Post. Is she still relevant?
I think she's
probably not.
She died a while ago.
Well, Emily Post used to have all the answers.
She did.
Or Ann Landers.
And Ann Landers,
Ann Landers might be better. Emily Post, I think, is a little stuck in like a pre-Susan B. Anthony stage.
Oh, pre-Susan B. Anthony.
Well, I just recently realized
before we had the vote.
Yeah.
Emily Post was connected to the Post, the cereal family. I recently learned that in my book club.
I think she might have lived in a more patriarchal society.
Okay, so when you say that, do you say that we no longer live in a patriarchal society?
I think, you just said that.
Ooh, what a charged inquiry.
You just said that.
Master
According to
Erica.
Ken. we still do. That's Ken from Barbie.
Oh.
Ken.
From
It's patriarchal.
I believe
It's
so.
predominantly patriarchal, but it's changing, and it's changing swiftly.
Okay, so I think the veneer is patriarchal, but
Really?
underneath the veneer,
Oh.
because all men will defer to women if they're a normal guy, in my opinion, because you're cuter and usually smell better and are better to hang out with. So you guys are in charge.
No argument.
Yeah, you guys are in charge. We don't want to hang out with
Have
a bunch
we mentioned
of
how
guys.
wise and insightful Scott is?
These are just ruminations and anecdotal things of going through life. So yeah, I mean, the veneer of it's all guys and guys and guys. Guys do this and guys are in charge. No. We just do things that we're allowed to because the women are letting us.
Wow, that's an interesting perception.
It is a perspective, and it does speak to a part of your experience and everyone's experience. A lot of people have
my experience is the only experience that really matters.
Indeed.
I think we've already figured that out.
We established that a few weeks ago. But yeah, the in a household, it's probably one extreme or the other.
That's why I do think it's all very personal. And so I think
Sure.
the bottom line is when you're in a relationship with someone, whether it's a date or it's a marriage or any type of relationship, it's really important to establish the expectations right up front and those expectations.
It's obviously the most prevalent that we hear about, but I've never, and as the doctor, she might be able to provide more insight on why people stay in those abusive relationships. Again, we've gone off the rails again.
We really got off the rails. That might be another chapter.
I'm really human in many ways, or part of the animal kingdom experience. And some people do leverage their power. And part of that leveraging is, in one way or another, seeking to dominate or seeking to take power from another. So dominate another, seek to take power for another. So perhaps whenever we look at patriarchal, we could say that we have founding fathers. We don't say founding mothers. All men are created equal. All of that language is changing. And I think we've done a fairly good job at
but it does say
changing
we the
it.
people
Yeah.
before that.
Yeah, but we weren't very inclusive originally with the people thing.
Yeah.
We didn't
Across
even include
many.
all men.
Exactly.
But they were enlightened enough to make it so it could be adjusted.
It was, as you say, Master Erica, as you say, it is a matter of the mores of a particular culture and a people, and we're a huge conglomerate of subsections of, thankfully.
Humans are very tribal at their root. I firmly
I agree.
believe that. And you can try to make us not. Christian's funny because he's like, nobody's ever going to. He starts with America, but then expands it to the world. Wars and things like that are never going to end until aliens show up and start killing us because we're too tribal to.
And we all know that leads to depression, and people aren't getting as fulfilling life as they do when they're more communal with intergenerations being involved. So I do think part of being communal and tribal is part of who we are as humans. I think it's an essential piece of what makes us joyous, happiness, and peaceful. So that's the good part. When you talk about the negative aspects of tribalism, it's when you identify with a particular group and their mores and their ideologies that are they're contradicting another one, so then there becomes a disagreement, and then that can then escalate to violence. So that's when tribalism becomes a problem.
But if you're in that tribe that has the mores that are not the same as, that are off in the hinterland, if you will, that are the more extreme ones, how would you know that if you're in that tribe? Because you're only in that tribe. And unfortunately, some of today's things that have that we've seen recently with people being in these little self-contained physical neighborhood, it's not, and you know everybody, you know their names, you know where they live, you know every member of the family, you know the grandkids, you know the grandparents. It's not anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
So there's more ways to figure everything out about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and also obviously our multimedia system where when you didn't have that, people had their own tribe, their own laws, their own rules that they adhered to. And now we're trying to put a lot of tribes under one bubble.
How very Amish.
Things stayed the same for a longer period of time and were far less challenged, and you were judged by how you adhered to the standards established by, if we're going to use that term, the tribe. And then there comes this sort of hopeful integration or fusion of different tribes. And it really is all about, I think, humanity's capacity to adapt. And I think we're hardwired to lead with fear, or at least with our curiosity, hesitation, so that we can keep ourselves safe. And the origin of the handshake, for example, the origin of the handshake was not actually palm to palm. It was the upper forearm,
like the whole Roman thing,
to upper forearm, at least in the cradle of Western civilization, as you say, Scott, because they're checking for weapons.
Oh.
So there's the connection, there's the expression of the willingness to be that close and vulnerable, and yet it's with the blend of ensuring that both sides are free of any danger to the other.
I guess the Asian cultures really they just do that from being separated, so they have all their weapons intact.
I mean, there's a lot you can say about that. Yeah.
Well, and when COVID came, everybody was just doing the elbow thing.
Elbow bumps. Yeah. So it's interesting. I think we always, depending, our environments dictate a lot, our times dictate a lot, policies that are blanket policies that no matter who you are and where you're from, the expectation socially, culturally, governmentally, and other ways, civically, and in your humanity, there's an expectation. And a lot of times these expectations will conflict with a core value of your origin. And that's where we have to make discerning determinations.
Choices? All about choices. Let's jump into those.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's just
take out your AirPods when you're talking to someone.
Number one on their list. I mean, that's kind of it. That's not a gentleman thing. That's a human thing, right? That's why I'm like, this is just a normal person. If you're talking to somebody, don't have your headphones on. Again, I'll use Christian as an example. He's always walking around with his headphones on.
Okay.
And giving credit where credit is due, we are utilizing the content from Gentleman's Quarterly.
Yes, this is from GQ.
You can find that online. And so maybe that's why the spin is gentleman.
I get it. I understand that.
But really, these policies are for all of us, I think.
Well, I mean, you say take the AirPods out when someone's talking to you. Also, do you take them out when you are anticipating somebody talking to you? Like you're walking down the street, you see somebody that you know. If you didn't have the AirPods in, you would be like, "Hi, Scott. Hi, Susan. How are you? Oh, I'm good. You know, what's going on with your day?" But if you have the AirPods in, do you take them out and talk, or do you just wave and like keep walking?
Well, you could get away with either.
You could. I think that's a public situation, so I think that's a different. If you're in a conversation, and also, what if you don't like that person?
The AirPods are a great distraction.
Yeah, like I'm getting into what I'm living. I didn't notice you.
I'm on an important phone call.
Everyone's on an important phone call.
You know what else it does? It does change. In the past, you'd see people walking down the street talking to themselves, and those people need help.
And now we all walk down the street
and now everybody needs help because we're all psychos talking to ourselves as we're walking down the street.
When I first saw it, I thought the world has gone mad. I'm like, why are these people just
so
talking?
many. Mm-hmm. No. That was a curve back in the day.
Yeah, that was just the crazy dude that's down on 4th Street. Now that's Uncle Jeff. You know,
It's grandma, it's
right.
everybody. How about vaping?
Vaping, is that on the list?
Oh yeah.
I hate vaping.
Are we allowed? You mean like in public and your face? Like what?
Well, there are a couple references, if I'm not wrong, but if you're in a situation where you wouldn't smoke or vape, they say don't pop a zin and ask before vaping indoors.
So here's my thing on it. I hate smoking. My dad he was in the Air Force fighter pilot. He smoked incessantly, like multiple packs a day, until Mom put us in the car and said, "We'll be back when you stop smoking." And he stopped that day and never picked up another cigarette.
Wow.
So I hate smoking. I can tell when people are smoking from far, far away. Even when I had my nightclubs in Texas and I had the cigarette machines, this is in 1990. My cigarettes at my cigarette machine were $10. And people were like, "That's so much more." I said, "Yeah, if you're going to smoke, I hate smoking. So if you're going to smoke, you're going to pay me to smoke because I have to put up with you smoking." So I can tell when people are smoking, and it's really annoying. Vaping, it's a different thing. It doesn't have, the nicotine or the chemical smell is not in the air for other people it's only injuring you at that point. You may look like an idiot vaping, but it's not bothering me with you vaping. So I get somewhat annoyed at putting the same restrictions on vaping as cigarettes.
I see what you're saying.
Because I think the secondhand effects of vaping are completely different than cigarettes to not being non-existent. Which, now, is it rude? I don't know. Is it rude to smoke in front of somebody?
What do you think, Susan? Is it true that there isn't any secondhand ramifications for vaping?
This brings up a good point. I don't know that we even have
And
statistics
Zyn
on that
pouches and
yet.
stuff. There's no secondhand thing on that. So it's annoying when people are dipping and things and spitting in a cup. That's annoying. But unless I mistake
It's not hurting you though.
Unless I mistake it for a Coke, then it's not doing anything. Which can happen. But other than that, it's again.
It's the Appalachian experience.
It's annoying and it's ugly, but it's not really impacting.
Would have chew.
That's my point. Right.
And they would have.
And now they have tiny pouches.
They have the little pouches, but they have these Zyn things. Apparently, are the nicotine.
Nicotine.
Okay.
They're nicotine.
A nicotine pouch. So.
Okay.
Which is doing wonders for my Philip Morris stock. It's great.
I don't. From my perspective, I wish vaping and smoking would go away. Me too. There's a lot of literature out there.
There's nothing good about them.
Yeah, there's a lot of literature out there. And however, at the end of the day, if someone elects to do that or to down a triple cheeseburger with bacon, that's not probably the best idea for a lot of folks either. So, have your freedoms, live your life, and whoever is proctoring the environment, as you're really saying here, then they get to elect whether or not you're able to do anything that you want or be
I think
selective.
somewhere along the way,
always ask. I think everyone should ask.
they should, but somewhere along the way, vaping became equivalent to smoking. Obviously, I think it's because it was intended as a replacement to smoking, so that's why it just became you're smoking instead of you're vaping or whatever. But,
I think initially you saw vapes everywhere.
Yeah.
And then they began to bother people. And
But
then
why did
and
they
the
bother
signage
people?
went up.
Why did they bother?
I
I
can't
think they
answer
bothered
that.
people
Yeah.
because
You bring up a great point. I don't know.
Some people just, it's like the person who becomes the head of the HOA or whatever.
I love this. That's whenever I tune into social media.
It's because they have to be in charge, right? So they're just, well, you can't have those flowers.
The abuse of power.
So that's where the vaping thing comes in, because they're like, well, we got rid of the cigarettes and now we don't have anything to... Vaping is cigarettes and you can't do that.
Scott has no issue with authority that we have established.
I don't,
Really.
as long as I'm the one making the rules.
As long as you're
I-
the authority.
I am a benevolent dictator.
Oh.
My rules are for the benefit of all, particularly me.
Thank you, Scott.
Yes, and I do appreciate acknowledgement.
He's a good Leo.
Yeah.
Good Leo over there.
Something I took pause with was number 4 on this GQ
What
list.
is that?
I'm see if you can guess. Everyone loves receiving flowers, but most bouquets are cloying and chaotic.
Whoa.
Well, they're obviously not getting them from a good florist.
Obs.
Obviously, they're talking about like Sam's Club flowers or something. I don't know.
I completely disagree. I think anybody who gets flowers
Oh, yeah.
is so privileged. Flowers
Yes.
are beautiful. They're joy. They're the happiness of life. Anybody want to send me flowers? I'll be happy to receive
Please
flowers. At
send
any
them
time.
immediately.
Any small, medium.
They will be
large.
received.
love
I will
flowers.
say that that's the kind of thing that is missing the point of why somebody's giving something.
That's what we're going back to. What's your motivation? What's driving the
If you're
action?
getting flowers or any kind of a gift, be happy that you're getting a gift.
Honestly.
And
Someone is taking out time,
Right.
resources.
That's very nice of you. Thank you. And then throw them away or whatever. I don't know. You don't have to keep them around or take them to work and leave them at work or take them wherever. Give them, re-gift it and take it down to the Starbucks and give it to your favorite barista. Whatever.
I
Pay it
think I
forward.
put that in Grinch category. Anybody who doesn't like flowers.
There you go.
But it's not, again, it's not about flowers. It's about the act of a gift and giving and receiving.
Well,
The only thing I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, but back to the dating world, because I have privy to this with my young 20-something-olds in my home, hearing about things. There are sometimes people who expect flowers, expect them.
Well, you can't expect any gifts either.
Right, but when you are having an expectation like, oh, women should get flowers, then it becomes a burden and it's not joyful to
I
go get the
think that you should give this article that they can then give this article to that person and say, number 4 on the list, I was told not to do that. Thank you very much.
I want to avoid being cloying and chaotic.
Please contact the editors should you have any further
Well,
complications.
somewhere in the middle between I don't want any flowers or I expect flowers is the middle road where if I would like to buy flowers for someone, it gives me joy to buy flowers for them, I will buy it. And if that person would like to receive these flowers and have joy, they may receive. And otherwise, let's have some communication around it that works for everybody, I think.
I was told when I was young, like 4, like young, that I would just go into the neighbor's yard and just cut all their flowers.
Wow.
She was like, Cindy, can you please do something with Scott?
You were just looking for community, Scott.
I was expanding the tribe. But, it'd be like, accept the gift. That's very nice. Go pick our flower.
There was something in you that wanted to bring your mom beautiful flowers. So I appreciate that. It was a sweet motive.
That's right.
Stealing it from your neighbor, on the other
Nothing
hand.
stealing it. They grow out of the ground. It's a regenerative process.
On their property.
They replicate themselves.
True. But it's sort of
Like a truffula tree. It's like
Robin
a Lorax.
Hood.
I was the...
You were the Lorax.
No, I wasn't the Lorax. I was... What's the little guy with the mustache
Yeah,
that talks
who's
about
the
the
little
Lorax?
guy?
The Lorax is the guy that comes and takes all
Oh.
the truffula trees
Oh.
and brings his whole family in. And then the little bears in their Barbalute suits take off and
Oh boy.
they all leave.
Well, I do think that there is something very majestic and beautiful about flowers. But again, it's all about communication.
I think we've beaten the flower number 4 to death. What's next?
We don't want to be cloying. I'm just skimming through.
Sure.
What do you think about greeting people once you've established a connection with a kiss to the
that's a
left
big
cheek?
one. Oh, the cheek.
And if they hug you, you hug
very
them back.
French. Oh.
4 times.
Oui, oui.
Isn't that
It goes
some
back to,
cultures like,
I think it goes back to culture.
it goes back to
That is a culture thing. This says you do that with everybody. Men, women,
kiss.
one cheek.
Kiss the cheek?
Uh-huh.
Actually kiss.
Like a
Either.
I think it's a thing. Yeah, but I mean I think that's a little. Well, although that may be that modern gentleman. That may be one of those that really is the modern gentleman, the metrosexual whatever. Is that even a term now?
I don't
That was a
think
term a long time
no.
ago.
Yeah,
No,
I don't think it is. You bring up a good point. No, I don't
So
think since the turn.
It's
of
like
the century.
DVDs. That was
It was
a
a
blip
blip.
in the culture.
You have to keep up, Scott.
Sorry.
That's why you read GQ. Okay, so tell me about this kiss, because I personally do not like to do
You would
that.
not like that.
How very non-COVID.
No, I don't like the kiss. I don't. I like my personal space, and I don't want somebody coming around and kissing
I
me.
know. I like to just lick people's foreheads myself.
Oh
I think
Lord,
that's
it
much
just
better.
never takes long.
Yeah.
for
Okay, Scott, I think
everything to devolve.
Just please don't lick my forehead. But I really do. I don't.
Some foreheads are better
I
than
like
others.
my boundaries. I don't want people coming around and giving me a kiss. When I see somebody, I do a big smile. How are you? And a nice little hug, little pat hug.
Yeah.
I've been
Little
accused.
pet hug?
Pat. I've been accused of not being like a real hugger. Like get in there and hug. It's just not me. I don't want to like get in there and hug. I just like little. It's just no need for how
A little
long.
cringy hug?
Many years, just a little hug.
You know,
Little
just
cringy,
like
a little hug.
cringy thing there.
It
Huh?
doesn't mean I don't love you. I just
No,
it's
you're
my-
just
don't love you as much.
I love my
COVID was a gift to
I
you.
like my personal boundaries.
Yeah, and I'm the exact opposite.
Oh.
Yeah, the exact opposite.
She's rolling around on the ground with people.
Sure, why not?
She's a wrestler.
I
See, I don't know
know.
that side of you, Susan, because I'm like this. So I've never.
Well, you'll have
Let
to.
you-
I think that maybe that's where we are then with the gentlemanliness, ladiness, humanity. Part of this is you have to
Know your audience.
appeal
Know the
to.
room.
Yeah, you have to appeal to the threshold, which is the lowest for some action. Because again, why are we doing this? Motivation is that everybody feels connection and acknowledged, but comfortable and safe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just think like again, everybody has a reason for why they are. It could be cultural. It could be just their own personal preference.
Something happened. You had
Something
who
happened.
knows?
You have to-
Obviously, something
yeah.
happened to you that
Well,
you aren't a hugger.
Okay, well, I was just grossed out when I was younger because you would have these people in your family that you barely knew, and
The cheek pinchers and stuff.
No, but they would be like have beards and mustaches and like food and smells, and
She lived with a bunch of lumberjacks.
No, just you would go in these family parties and they would kiss you like right on the
The
mouth.
hell were they doing in Long Island?
On
Jeez.
the mouth with these beards and like and you could smell like the wine and the so that's why I don't like.
We got some issues over here.
We'll
We'll be back next week with Master Erica's in-depth Long Island.
Do you remember Rosanna Dana?
Of course.
Oh, and they had the little thing inside their teeth, and like that's how I.
In fact, next week we can actually make your hair. You have the hair to do it. You're gonna have the Rosanna Dana hair
Oh my gosh.
because it's getting close to Halloween, so I think that's perfect.
I knew that one was going to get some engagement there.
Okay.
What do you think about standing up or sitting up straight when you're talking to someone?
I'm a sloucher, I'm a very relaxed person.
But you're also a very engaged and engageable person.
It is. When I look at these and review what we've done, depending on the angle, I'm like, oh yeah, I am kind of laid out there. Instead of like, and I can certainly see how that might affect some people that are the very mom was a very Emily Porter.
Oh yeah.
Emily Post.
Again, the
Ramrod
times.
walk around with the plate on your head type of thing and have to eat and choose. She was very, very proper in terms of how that was. And she tried. Some would say she failed.
But you're very conversational when you kind of slouch, or it makes it more like, ooh, we're getting some tea here. We're going to talk about something juicy. When you're like this, I guess, we're not talking as much. It's going to take me a while.
It's just it's a relaxed
Of
state.
the three of us, who has the most accessible, what would say, comfortable laid backness to them?
Sitting here right now?
Yeah.
Well, I would say probably Scott.
Probably
With
Scott.
your posture and your openness and your vulnerability.
Yeah.
Your vulnerability.
Yeah. And then who's second?
I don't know.
Right?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And look at me.
Oh.
Isn't it
She's
that
the doctor.
I've always been like that.
Yeah.
But I can see. I never knew
She's
it
little Miss Prim and
until
Proper.
I saw myself on video, and it wasn't in. I mean, I was already in my 30s, and it was my daughter's birthday party, and I'm on the floor opening gifts with this little kid. And I'm like, I'm having tea with the queen. I had no idea. It is not going on inside like that for me. Let me just say, I'm cloying and chaotic. But yeah, I mean, it's funny because I'm a hugger and a kisser, but it does not come out that way. So again, I think there's something going on that's nature but nurture.
That's certainly the nurture wrote you. That was implanted in you somewhere.
I'm sure of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I can imagine, like, some people probably don't even feel comfortable approaching me, or they don't realize how kind of down to earth I really
I see
am.
what you're saying. I think
That's also the soft spokenness stuff too.
Yeah.
Because she's always.
No, but I think that it's true, Susan. You hold yourself in a certain way.
You do, I know.
You hold yourself in a certain way of a distinguished woman, and it can be just
distinguished person.
It could be a person is a person, no matter how big or how small. But anyways, Susan comes up in a very distinguished, commanding the room type of person that could be intimidating.
And those who know me are laughing and rolling on the floor. Yeah. But maybe that is how I come off. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's just fascinating. Body language, I think, is a big piece. But culturally, and for half of the species, it isn't surprising that in this scenario and others, someone like Scott has the most laid back posture. Because men literally take up more space. And even Jayla, who is part of our esteemed production. Hi, Jayla. I see a nod. And she is the mother of both a girl and a boy, right? And married to a guy. They take up more space because, and that's cultural. It just is. And I'm sure there's a part of it that's our genetic design, depending on where we are, male to female spectrum. But yeah, it's just the way men can sit versus the way women, and that's changed, but are encouraged to sit. Don't you think?
That's not interesting.
The posture, I mean, Dad was always on my case. Sit up straight, stand up straight and stuff. You're slouching always, constantly. And we were out of town at the beach a couple of weeks ago, and I'm literally watching people walk down the street. I'm like, look how funny that guy's walking. He's puffed out on the, he's walking around, strutting around. And Dave and I are looking at people doing that, and I'm like, ooh, doesn't he look funny? And I don't particularly know if he looks funny because I look at myself and I'm like the Hunchback of Notre Dame walking around. And so I'm like, there has to be a happy medium somewhere in there that you're not walking around like a peacock, but also not like Igor, like, yes, master.
But I do think Susan is funny.
The ghost of Victor
You're right,
Hugo.
we don't really know how we're putting ourselves out there. We don't really know until we see yourself.
Yeah.
It's funny.
You don't see yourself the way other people see you.
Yes.
And then if you do benefit from video or whatever, you're saying, it's like, oh, I mean, I'm looking at this and going, that's how I'm coming off. Yeah, it's interesting.
We could do that next week.
We should. Let's do
zero
that.
gravity
if it's nice.
chairs and put maybe a fan and get like a gun.
Hair blowing in the breeze.
We're running out of days for boating too, so we might want to take this back on the boat for one more time.
That'd be fun. That was really fun. I enjoyed that.
What's next, Doctor?
It's uncouth to show your friends someone else's dating profile. That's something that we didn't have to deal with.
I don't even
at least not yet.
So somebody else's dating profile.
So what that means,
is
that you have swiped and you have connected with somebody on a dating app.
Yeah.
And that person's image and profile comes up, and you decide to share it with your bros.
So
you go, look at this.
So
look
I am
at her.
showing a female's profile to
her
the rest
image
of the guys.
and
to the rest
her,
of the guys.
her background, her bio.
That sounds
So here's a question.
And that would not be accessible to them.
Why wouldn't it?
Because if this is a woman, she did not match with them, or they may not even be on that app. So that information is technically privileged to you as a subscriber who has matched, and that person is engaged on that app with the intention of only being profiled or open to access to those she matches with.
So what if 3 of my friends out of the 4 that are there are also on Match or whatever platform it is, and are subscribers? They just haven't found her profile, and I'm just sharing it with them.
I don't know.
Does that eliminate this problem?
I think what it is.
What if the profile is on Tinder and we're just all and it's public knowledge and people are just swiping along? And because I've literally had
Mm.
employees as a little gaggle going through as like a group experience. Yeah, through the whole thing.
Yeah.
So if the girls are doing it,
Because
why
it's
can't the guys do
entertainment.
it?
I just think maybe the idea is if you have made a match, respect that person.
What if it hasn't been a match and you're just browsing? And you're asking for the group to weigh in.
I think this is
If
like
you
the
need
next
the
level.
if you yeah the next
The
level.
next
But if
level.
you need the group to weigh in, and maybe that's a guy thing.
I don't know. The girls obviously needed all the girls to weigh in when they were flipping around.
I think that's just pure entertainment.
So maybe it's entertainment for the guys.
Yeah, and this is a caution to not make it entertainment.
If you are putting yourself on a social media outlet such as Tinder, what kind of privacy can you expect?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Or Instagram or Facebook or any
anything,
other
I suppose.
public social media thing by very nature. This is again why we would all be in prison if we had phones on or cameras on our phones or phones that would travel with us at all times when we were teenagers.
It's a different world. It really does feel like Big Brother watching you. It really does.
It's a lot.
It's not even Big Brother watching you. It's everybody's
Big
brother
sister
watching
too.
you.
Sorry.
That's another podcast.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
It blends the Orwellian with so many
Right?
other things. How about this one? The date isn't over until you know I'm home safely.
Oh, I like that. I think that's super good.
I think it is too. I think that's the best of our humanity coming out.
That's why you take them home.
Mm-hmm. And it used to be you would walk to the door. Does that still happen?
Sure.
You don't leave until the person's in.
Oh yeah.
And would I can I
Yeah,
have a
you
little
don't
text
you
that
don't
you
drive
got in
off.
okay. Even friends, please text me when
Please
you arrive.
let me know you're home.
Well, they're saying that's not acceptable. It's just a text when you arrive home.
So what is acceptable?
I don't know. I think you have to like wrap them up in bubble wrap and ship them and have tracking numbers and make sure that they arrive.
I think I think a text.
I think a text.
I think a text is
sufficient?
good.
I think so.
Yeah, I really do.
I do.
I think you just go home with everybody.
Yeah, I do think a text is good. It's courteous. What else?
There's so many
There's
things.
125 of
How
them.
about this one? This one's going to be purely generational. This is going to be purely generational, and I think it's going to be controversial. The what exactly are we doing here conversation should happen somewhere around the 5th date. So that's the recommendation. And as I said, I think that's very generational.
Is the what are we doing here? Like, are we in a long-term relationship, getting married, or what is
Is
that?
this
What
a
that's referring to?
situationship versus a dating relationship?
Yeah, again, I just think it's so personal.
Yeah.
So personal. Everybody has their different thoughts.
I'm sure the Amish are going to have a different opinion of that than the Mormons.
For all the Amish tuning in.
You know?
Yeah. Obviously.
I mean, maybe after the 5th date, the entire families might not be coming along with you on each date. But I doubt that.
What I think the message there is, though, one party owes it to the other party to be as transparent about their intention or expectation.
But I think that is in the first. That's it every day. That's not until the 5th.
That's what I
consistently through all
I
of
agree
it.
with that.
That's what I think, but I don't know that that's what every era
So you
or
get
every
5
generation
mulligans.
thinks.
Is that you get five efforts to be an idiot? Is that what
A
the
schmuck.
a schlob, a schmuck, a
A
schlep?
schlep.
Yeah, is that what that is? The five schleps?
Oh, that's funny.
The 5
I don't think
tenets,
you're
the 5
getting to 5
steps.
if you've been a schmuck or a schlep. But here's the thing.
Because if you're a schlep on date 1, you're not going to get to the 5th
You're not
date,
gonna
right?
get to it. You're not going to get to the second date. You're not going to get to the second hour.
Right.
So I just think that, again, communication.
Here's a good one. Never use your phone in the gym locker room.
Oh, why is that?
What if you're the only one in the gym locker room?
Imagine that's all right.
What
But
are you
today's-
using your
today's-
phone for?
Exactly.
Oh, I
Today's
see, because they don't
phones.
want, like,
They
people to
yeah,
think
pictures and
that
stuff.
you're
I get
taking
that.
Pictures. Oh, okay.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah,
What,
you
well,
know.
okay. Let me put your AirPods in and make your call with your phone in the locker on your. Is that okay to do?
And then you look like you're talking to yourself.
And
And
yeah,
you're really
then you're
whacked out.
Crazy Jim from 4th Street.
Get that guy out of the
Yeah.
locker room.
What's he?
right
How'd he get in
now.
here? Where's the doorman?
Yeah. There's a lot, I think, of probably landmines around males showing up in predominantly female workout classes such as yoga, hot
okay.
yoga, and Pilates.
Oh, that's a good one.
What about
And
goat
we've
yoga?
all been
That's
there.
a
You are the goat.
No, this
There
is
is a thing, right?
Wait,
I mean, there
this
is a
is
thing
so-
called goat yoga, right?
There is, but we don't do that at Funeras.
That would be hilarious.
But no, this is a big one, Susan.
It's big, and I think
What
it is.
is-
It's really relevant.
What? And it's both ways because women are looking at men too. So, what is the proper etiquette here? And like, you're not supposed to be staring at someone, obviously taking their picture, or even trying to pick them up or on a date if you're like in a workout sweaty room together. I don't know. That's what I think. But then, how do people meet each other?
Do these things happen? Are people like trying to
Yes.
hook up there
Yes.
at the yoga?
Yes.
Yoga?
Yes.
Particularly in the hot yoga.
Yeah.
Do they ever
It can
hot
be-
yoga? Do they-
it can
are they
be-
playing, like,
it can be
different music
uncomfortable.
at the hot yoga?
It can be uncomfortable. It can be disquieting, but it's as uncomfortable sometimes for the males as it is for the
Yes.
females. And so I
That's
think
why I stopped going
it's
yoga,
always
'cause people
err
just
on the.
kept looking at me, like freaking candy. I'm like, dude,
And you're
I'm
like,
trying to-
please,
leave me
I'm
alone.
just trying to
practice
take
here.
care of my
Yeah,
wellness.
right?
I'm not a piece of meat.
That's right.
I'm a goat.
Nah, that's a
Yeah.
shame. Sorry.
I think we have to wind up on that one, but that was a good one,
I mean,
right?
there's something.
Any recommendations,
Yeah.
please
we
write
got 4
in.
minutes left.
Okay, good. Okay. So how about say as little as possible about why you're taking time off.
Like right now. No.
The oversharer.
Oh.
Obviously, this is work related.
Mhm.
So, as somebody who's never really worked, I'm going to defer to you guys to come up with these.
You worked very
responses.
hard, Scott.
For Ava.
You worked
Yes,
very
I worked for
You-
Ava.
Okay,
you
so
work
what do you
hard.
tell
You do
Ava?
work
Why
hard.
you're taking
I
off
try
every
not to
day?
tell her anything.
Less is more. I always say less is more.
Yeah, I will use Ava as an example of this. She does not like to tell anybody anything about why she's not there. And She's
Okay.
very specific when telling the rest of the team, if customers or anybody else asks, to be very ambiguous, not say, oh, she's on vacation or she's here or she's there or
Yes.
anything else. So to keep it very
Nice.
neutral and as short as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And I totally understand her reasons of why to do that. As an employer, I can say that our staff, when they ask for time off, is a volcanic eruption of information that is not entirely necessary as to know why
Right,
we don't need
right.
Like your Aunt Helen had an overgrown toenail
It's-
and it's getting extracted today and you're
Yes,
going
it's
to
like
pay.
no, literally, it's
in the-
paragraphs of information.
Yeah.
I'm like, just bring a doctor's note. I don't need all the details.
That is so funny.
Yeah. I think it's relevant though too, right?
It is.
Because
Absolutely.
there's a lot of information out there, and I think we're all encouraged to communicate a lot on these various platforms, and it can bleed over into the
that's
workplace.
I mean, we all know those people on Facebook and other social media accounts that post everything.
Yeah.
This is what I'm eating for lunch.
So
This
it's
is what I'm doing now.
it's
It-
total
it-
transparency.
It's the same kind of thing.
Oh, what about those Christmas letters?
Oh my gosh! The holiday letters.
Everything.
Uncle George and I, they're 5 and they lost 3 teeth last week. And that those
Yes,
letters
those
that go
letters.
on for like pages.
Yes.
A tome.
How
I
did
refer to
that
them
start?
as tomes.
How did that start?
I think when people could print beyond dot matrix from their own home. Yeah, when the first word
Because they aren't
processing,
handwritten. Those letters are not
the first
handwritten.
word processing system where people could generate outside
Are they
of a full
starting to
press.
get a thing of the past? Because I'm not getting them as much.
No, I got one last year
Oh, you did?
from a friend. No, I won't even.
Yeah, that's
Friend is
gonna.
being generous, but I got one last year who's in a circle,
Hmm.
and he sent that. He sent it via email. He didn't send the
Okay.
a hard copy of it. But the other 7 of us on the email list were all kind of picking that apart a little bit. And that was a couple years ago, and we still pick it apart.
It's fodder.
Next.
Yeah.
Do we have time for
Yep, we have one more.
one more? Okay, here's the last one.
Last one. For those of you at home, there are 125 of these. So again, it's on Gentleman's Quarterly, and it may be a little clickbaity, but entertain yourselves.
Never insist on ordering for your date.
Oh, okay.
Well, unless you talked about it beforehand.
Yeah.
Unless you talked about it beforehand.
So
And I think it's much easier for the server sometimes if they just hear from one person.
you say there's obviously a
It's the
conversation.
kindness.
What would you like? And then the lady will have the fillet and blah blah blah. But we already made that decision that you're going to have the
And
fillet.
maybe the key word is just insist. Well,
Yeah, I mean that would be very strange.
your
to sit there and
dining-
say, "She's
dining
gonna have a
mate."
shrimp cocktail and not your you
seafood allergy.
you go. Yeah, no, she goes into anaphylactic shock because she's allergic to seafood, and say, "Oh, sorry about that."
That's crazy.
So I think some of these are a little more nuanced than just what is on.
Yeah,
I don't think we can end on that. Give me one more.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, if it's before 6, you can't get mad at people for having kids at a restaurant.
Oh,
It's fine.
okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't get mad
I
at
don't
any
think
time.
you
Can
can
I
get-
make one up?
Yeah.
Because I really want to know the answer.
Okay.
Okay. What time is this? Is interesting, and it's obviously we don't call people at midnight. But what is too late to text, and what is too late to email? Because I think those are different.
Who are we texting? Who are we emailing?
I don't know.
I think you can email
Is this
24/7.
24/7. Email 24/7.
Yeah, email is anytime because
Anytime.
people can open it. at
Yeah,
any time.
it's
It's not
more
dinging
it's
your
more
ding
avoidable.
dong.
So you're allowed to email.
Texting, different story because it makes noises, interrupts things.
I try to apologize when I text late.
So is it like 8 to 8? Is it acceptable to text?
I think 8 to 8 is that's a good rule of thumb.
That's nice. I think
Yeah.
we're gonna call that the Master Erica rule.
I like it. I'm okay with 8 to 8.
That's gonna stick.
Okay, then I need to follow my own rule.
8 to 8.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless it's like the group chat talking about like Monday Night Football or things like
Okay.
that. And
Or you've got
special
some
circumstances.
really good tea to spill.
Yeah, and if that person's texting you at 1 in the morning and you're up and you feel like texting them, I guess they've already texted you.
What about
so-
employees?
Well, so I think 8 to 8 on that, don't you?
You're going to 8
Oh,
on
I don't
employees?
know.
Oh, us? Yeah. At least.
See,
We don't abuse it. We are very good to each other that
I-
way.
so-
If you get it calling me or I'm calling you or we're texting each other,
you're not
we-
employees.
we know
Yeah.
that there's but we
I'm
are
talking about
but,
employees
but
Yeah.
we are
texting you guys.
Hmm.
Or you guys texting employees. You get texted like 3 in the morning
Wow.
and stuff.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah. Well, you get texted and
Zooms.
that wraps it
yeah,
up.
so check your email boxes and look at Green Iris Retreats or GHR,
ESSpa.net.
GHR.com.
GHretreats.com.
Retreats, because people can spell retreat but not arrows.
And if anyone is interested in the studio, you can find us
yes.
at GH Productions.
You can put a screen behind this and make you be wherever.
Yeah, and you can benefit from our production crew, or you can come in and do it on your own.
I'm available for bar mitzvahs, weddings, birthdays, funerals, whatever you like.
Scott comes with the place now.
A little added surcharge, but that's okay.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
We'll see you next week. Ava will be back. Check in.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm so
Run to sandwich. I really do.